everybody, welcome back to my channel. Good evening, vlogsters. I mean, I say good evening, but it is again in the middle of the night. 11:18. I want to not miss coffee chat with you guys, but I've been spending coffee with mom, with mostly mom, sometimes with Lisa, sometimes with Jim, but always with mom the last couple of days. So I want to be respectful of her privacy, and she doesn't want to be there when I'm vlogging, then I'm just going to vlog when I come to bed, and that's just the way it's going to be for a while. She wanted me to tell you, to extend to you, thank you for all of your healing prayers. She is feeling a lot better, just not there. She feels like she's much improved, but still has a ways to go, basically. So thank you also from me and Jim. I'm just going to Vaseline my lips because, I don't know, lately, I don't know if it's, like, am I just dehydrated? Is it too much coffee? Is it too many salty foods? Trying not to have so many salty foods because all this, like, master edema. I finally have ankles again. It's a beautiful thing. I don't know what's going on. So we have our next follow-ups in a couple of weeks, or a week, 10 days, 12 days, 14 days. I think it's the next week or two. We have the follow-up appointments for primary and oncologists and all that stuff. So I'll keep you guys informed as we go. I know that I'm a whole month without a blood test, which is very scary. Not gonna lie, I'm not a person that I'm a person who definitely puts my faith before my fear. It is what it is, but when you are like how I had to wait for scans for 5 months, when you are just like at the edge of your seat waiting to find out if what you're doing is okay, and if can you let your body heal before you continue this fight, and what kind of damage are we doing, or what kind of blessings do we have? Like, we just don't really know. So it's a lot of just like, you have to have patience, you have to have faith, you have to just put your fears aside, you have to just trust in your team that you're doing, and making sure, trust that you're advocating well enough for yourself. That's really important. I think tonight, it's been a really long time since we actually talked about cancer and treatment and scans and appointments. I just thought it was something we can talk about because I just watched Wakanda Forever. It was very moving. It was very emotional. For those of you guys don't know, that Chadwick Boseman died just roughly around the same time as my brother. So his death will always have an impactful feel on me. He was just a few years older than my brother. It was very moving. They did a very beautiful job. They made a really good movie. Mom even watched it with us, which I thought was like, then, for a while we had to explain just a few things to her. Not much. They're pretty good about explaining as story goes, but every once in a while they're like, what is vibranium, and what happened to the heart-shaped plant, herb, and, like those kinds of things. So you have to like just stop and share that piece of information. So that movie was very emotional. Had a lovely time. Jimmy made some microwave popcorn. We made Mom a little bowl with like a little extra butter. She ate it all. Awesome. We had a really nice dinner. Jimmy had taken out, when Mom wasn't feeling good the other day, Jimmy had taken out a big chicken breast and 2 little thin steaks that we had gotten from that meat guy. And I was like, we have to make those today. But then it's like, you're feeding 4 people with a chicken breast and 2 steaks. Like, what do you do? The first thing that came to my mind was fajitas. Now, fajitas and Mom are not happening. Way too many spices. And I don't mean just, yes, spicy spices, but really just too many, like, flavors. So I asked her if she wanted me to just make her a quesadilla. I was like, make a couple. We had the little round tortillas, and I said, just make a couple of quesadillas. They're just cheese. You can pick out your cheese. I actually ended up making her, she was like, oh, I like cheddar cheese as long as it's not sharp. So I said, well, it is, but how about if I throw a slice of American on there just to like balance out the sharpness? And it seemed to work. She really enjoyed it. Other than by the time I figured out getting the cheese, I was overcooking the bottom tortilla because my husband's a jokester today, all the jokes today, but when I'm trying to time a meal, it's like, you can't really joke around. So I was like, can I have 2 slices of cheese? And I said, can I have a slice of cheese? And he's like, I said, no, wait, I need 2 slices of cheese. He goes, here, you can't make up your mind. So he threw the whole package down. But then, of course, that delayed the process of me getting the cheese on the quesadilla as the bottom is burning. Not burning, but like over toasted. Mom doesn't like over toast. She likes her bacon crispy. She likes her bacon well done. She likes her hash browns most of the time well done. She likes her waffles crispy. She likes her grilled cheese just browned, like just to brown, like past golden, but like just to brown. She likes her toast like blonde. You know, it's not that she's picky. She just likes her cooking things different that way. She says she's picky. I'm not saying, like, I'm not complaining, but it's like trying to sometimes keep track of, like, okay, so this is the first time I'm making you a quesadilla. Do you want it like a grilled cheese? Do you want it like you like toast? Do you want it like, so it's like all these different options. You're like, I don't know. So I ended up making the one side more well done, the other side less well done, so she can kind of like judge a little bit. And she's like, the bottom was a little well done, but she's like, next time it would have been, you know, it was good. So I ended up making her 2 6-inch ones, and not folded in half. I basically, because it's really hard to fold that 6-inch tortilla, or as difficult as, it's more difficult than making like an 8-inch tortilla quesadilla. So I just make the quesadillas like top and bottom. It's good because you can butter the whole side, put it down, put your stuff in it, and then just put the top over it, flip it over. So I made 2 6-inches, and she ended up keeping one for tomorrow. Which, Jimmy, that wouldn't be a bad breakfast.
What?
Eating the quesadilla.
Yeah.
You know what actually would kind of be awesome? Opening the quesadilla and putting bacon bits in it. Or a slice of her brown sugar ham, and then putting it in the microwave.
Yeah.
That would probably be really good. I just don't think you should toast it because it was already over crisp. So a toaster would just make it more brown, and that wouldn't be satisfying. But I said, oh, I just thought of something really stinky. He's like, what? I said, we ran out of sour cream. It's on the shopping list. We're supposed to get it tomorrow. But it was just a very good last-minute impromptu meal. The only thing that delayed being like a 30-minute meal was that we had to make more fajita seasoning. I have homemade fajita seasoning. I believe it's on my channel. I got one on Pinterest, and we love it. It's basically a tablespoon of cumin, paprika, chili powder, four things there's a tablespoon of, and 4 things there's a teaspoon of. Oregano, ground oregano, onion powder, garlic powder, and cayenne pepper. So there's a teaspoon of these 4, and then there's a tablespoon of these 5, which is oregano. I use smoked paprika, but it just says paprika, but we love the smoked paprika. Cumin and sea salt. And we actually use, because I had it out, I had the kosher salt, but I use less of the kosher salt because it tends to be a little bit more salty. Plus, we knew we were adding cheese and stuff, so. If I can remember when I'm editing tonight, which is in like a half an hour after I take my meds, I will try to just either put the link to Pinterest or the 8 ingredients. But it's basically 8 ingredients, and there's tablespoons of 4 and teaspoons of the other 4. So, and it's really good. I just put it in a mason jar. I usually make like a triple batch, just easier that way. I put it in the mason jar, shake it up, and just label it. And then you can use, depending on how much meat you're making, a tablespoon or a teaspoon. Today I put 2 teaspoons on the 2 steaks and 2 teaspoons on the big chicken. And they came out to be about the same portions of meat, to be honest. The steaks that we got, the ones that Jimmy had pulled out, actually had a lot of like sinew and fat on them. So by the time I trimmed them down and trimmed down the chicken breast, it was just about the same, which was good. So I just did a little avocado oil. I basically put them in strips, a little avocado oil, and 2 teaspoons of the seasoning. Tossed them around really good. And after they sat for like 5 or 10 minutes, I just sprinkled them a little bit more olive oil I mean, not olive oil. Don't do olive oil because you got to grill. Avocado oil or any kind of neutral oil. High heat one would be better. And then I tossed it around again right before I put it on the thing, just so it had, because the salt sometimes just absorbs into the meat and will soak up some of the oil, and it really won't always stick well. So I like it like that. So I took out my George Foreman grill and I grilled the meat on there. 2 batches of steak, 2 batches of chicken. And while that was going, I had the electric grill that I just took half a bag of frozen peppers and onions from Trader Joe's that my sister Julie left here 2 years ago. I mean, I've been using it, but she left like 4 bags here. I put them in the skillet with a little avocado oil, a little salt, because I always lightly salt my vegetables so they can cook down. And then a huge teaspoon of jarred garlic, minced garlic, which we love. And we put it in the pan when it was relatively cool, and the vegetables were frozen still. So I just threw that all in there, let it cook down. And when all the water was cooked off, we just sauteed them. Jimmy had taken we took like 5, 6 out of the pan to add to the meat, and we left 1 small portion in the pan. And I took a package of Uncle Ben's 90-second rice, whole grain of wild rice, and 1 which was whole grain medley. Basically there was like quinoa and there was brown rice in there, and I took them both, had Jimmy microwave them together at 90 seconds, so they weren't totally cooked because they still wanted to cook in there. And I basically just had Jimmy dump them in to the pan with a can of Rotel. I thought it was supposed to be mild. It ended up being a little bit of spicy Rotel, which I'm sorry. And then just and then just a little bit of my taco seasoning. I just wanted the Spanish rice to be a little bit different tasting than the fajitas meat, and there is just slightly different. One is like the proportions are off, and the taco seasoning doesn't have oregano. It's really the oregano that makes the fajita medley taste like fajitas. Actually, when you smell the jar, I'm like, oh, it smells like fajitas. The other thing that I did add that we had was lemon juice. It's just those like little lemon tree squeezer juices. Lemon tree's not right, is it? It might be. We used one of those. I just added that touch of citrus. I love limes better for fajitas, but I didn't have any. So, like I said, this was a very quick impromptu meal. I had thought about making like some sort of like steamed corn kernels with like black beans, but Lisa doesn't really care for black beans at all. So me and Jimmy just opted for like all these fat-free refried beans. He popped that in the microwave. We did a big chunk of rice, beans, meat. We had lettuce, but nobody wanted lettuce, and some of the peppers were mixed in with the meat and the rice, and it actually turned out to be really good. Something about 3/4 of the way through, the spice hit me and my tongue hurt. It was so bad, and I was like, what was that? I don't know. So I had to stop, and I said, Jim, do you want to finish this last little bit? And he's like, yeah, you know. And he gets the plate after he's done, and he's like, what'd you do, eat all the meat? I said, I don't know, it's just eating. All the food blended together in a big conglomeration. Anyhow, I have to hydrate. So I ended up doing my special medicine tea, and tonight I'm going to do my mouth rinse. It would have also been good with like tortilla chips. Oh, we also had shredded cheese. I use cheddar. I think Lisa and Jim both used the taco blend. Did you notice a difference between mine and yours with the taco blend and the cheddar cheese?
Not really.
Okay. It just was a really quick and easy meal. If we would have had the the seasonings made up already, then it would have been even faster. I think probably the longest process was heating up the pans, getting the table and stuff set up. Jim was a trooper. He was not a trooper at the time, but he really did pull through. And I actually turned to ask the people in the living room, like, am I missing something? Like, I went out there to help him because he couldn't figure out what to do. And he's like, I'm chasing him all over the room. And I said, the other thing that upsets me when he does that. So he's like, you having me running to 50,000 places. Well, I'm sorry, but you can't get two things at once without being overwhelmed. So what is my alternative? I can't get up and get it myself, or I would. Trust me, I love cooking without your help. It's my favorite. I miss it a lot. But for now, it is what it is. But I try. Like, if you go into the pantry, can you get this or that? And, oh, by the way, you said there was things in there we had to get off. Was it just the jellies?
Yeah.
In the pantry, it was just the 2 jellies. There was none other sauces or anything? Okay. Sorry, when he was in the pantry, he's like, we have 2 things on the shopping list that you could probably take off because I found the jellies. I said, okay. What else? I really would like tomorrow to be fend for yourself or the salads, if we get the salad in time. I had kind of an idea, like, we do eat out twice a month. Sometimes, Mom's preference, really. And she did want to have pizza yesterday. So we were able to do that. However, tomorrow we said, how about we get, Lisa bought these like salad bowl kits, almost like a lunch kit at Walmart for like $3.47. Not the most economical, but also not the most expensive. You know, like probably by the time you got all that other stuff together, it'd be way more. But if you were like to take a chicken breast and grill it but everybody would have to eat the same kind of salad, which is really where we wanted to diversify. So for $3.49 at Walmart, you can get like a 5-ounce salad by a company named Taylor's, and that's by me. Or you can get the market side salad and it's like usually 7 to 12 ounces. And they have a BLT salad, they have grilled chicken, they have Cobb salad, they have chef salad, just a ton. So I said, the good thing about us each getting our own salad, it's only $3.50 for a dinner, and we each can pick the one we want. It's kind of more like going to a restaurant. But I have to tell you, I had a bonehead move. I do these bonehead moves, and I get so frustrated with myself. I'm sorry, but I had to laugh today. So Lisa had bought these salads. That's how I knew about them. She's like, they're just so easy. When it's like a fend for yourself night, you just pop a salad out. And I was like, oh my God, what a great genius idea. One of the things that sometimes prevent me from making salad is the extra steps it takes to get the salad, go to the cabinet, get the bowl, sit at the counter, cut up all the pieces. Even if I had like the shredded carrots and like grape tomatoes that happen to be pre-cleaned and grilled chicken that just happened to be in the refrigerator, still have to get all those things out to put them into the salad. So I'm not trying to say that I'm lazy, because girls, I make salad a million times. It's just I can't really do those things right now. So we said this is even a better way. But the bonehead moan that I did was, she had gotten some salad. She's like, help yourself to whatever. I said, thank you. And there was one in the refrigerator, and it was a Santa Fe salad. And if you've not seen these salads before, basically it's a bowl full of like the lettuce, and then a tray sits on top with like, I don't know, the Santa Fe salad has like chicken, tomatoes, tortilla chips or whatever, and cheese. So basically, and then dressing on the side. So you basically take everything that you want and you put it in the salad, you put the dressing on it, you close the lid and you shake it, right? So I tried some of the Santa Fe salad that Jimmy had. It was way too spicy. So I said to him, I wish I had a salad. I said, and he goes, the only one in there is the Santa Fe. And I was like, I was like, I really want a salad. 2 days, I realized I don't have to use that dressing. I don't use the spicy dressing. I could have used honey mustard. I could have used ranch. I could have used whatever. I could have had no salad. I could have had balsamic vinegar. Well, that would have hurt. I could have had anything. And I forgot. Like, I'm such an idiot. That stuff that just bothers me, because I'm not an idiot. I know. Sorry. It's just a bonehead move. It was a bonehead move. So I just was like, I said, Jimmy, can I have that salad? He goes, oh, I threw it away. It was all brown. And I was like, damn it. He's like, oh, it was too spicy, right? And I was like, yeah, but I could have just used a different dressing. But I didn't say that to him. I just was like, he was like, I think it was too spicy for you. I was like, yeah. Anyhow. So, anyway, that was my bonehead move. But as far as treatment and back is going, oddly enough, we haven't had pictures since Tuesday, but both the nurse yesterday and Jim today were just raving of how good they look and how much better they look. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing when we take pictures tomorrow. Because today was like, we had the camera out, but we were both so tired, we never put the we never took pictures. And actually, after we realized he started to clean them, he didn't take before pictures. I said, oh, we forgot to take before pictures. We have to take after pictures. And of course, we forgot. But tomorrow, when you're watching this, I think we're going to do a live stream. I think we're going to do a dual live stream. I think I'm going to do me and Jim. There's a couple of different ways to do it. We can actually do like one person's channel, and then we can both shoot together. But then, or show like picture in picture. But then I was thinking like, if Jimmy and I sat next to each other and just shot the two cameras off the same channel, like I shot my channel from this side and he shot his channel from this side, and wherever you wanted to watch it, you could watch it. I thought that might be better. So we don't really know for sure if that's going to work out, but we're going to try. That's what we're going to try. And then Mom had said she did want to be in a live stream to thank everybody and show her that she's still alive or whatever. But I don't know if she's going to change her mind for that either. So we'll see. Tomorrow brings. What does that song go? Who knows what tomorrow brings? In a world, two hearts. Okay, I will stop. Let's see. Sunday we're going to have live coffee chat. We're going to finish the project, or we're going to do at least the next step of the project. Because I realized that I didn't glue on the braces, and now I'm going to have to glue on the braces before I paint it. So the only other solution I might do is I might do half glue, hot glue, and half wood glue, just so it could set up while I could paint it. Otherwise, we're going to have to wait a whole nother week just to get it finished, and I don't want to do that. So anyway, we're talking about cancer treatment. We were talking about how things are going. It's frustrating as all get out to not be fighting, but I have to get these wounds healed. They had gotten so deep that it almost was like, what kind of tissue are we looking at? Is this like muscular? Is this like it didn't even look like a fat layer anymore. It just looked like a lot of thick skin, like really having thick skin. It was weird. And it almost looked like, I said to the lady, I was like, is that like a hernia piece of muscle coming out of there? And she's like, I could see why you'd say that, but it's just new skin growth. And I was like, oh, new tissue growth. Not new skin growth, new tissue growth. So there's a lot of changes. There's a lot of balls in the air. There's lots of plates in the air. Just like I said yesterday, I was like juggles, plates, spinning plates, whatever way you go. Yeah, so we're actively wound care, port flush once a month. We have eye shots every 6 weeks now, thank God. Hopefully this next shots that I go to, hopefully he says I can drive. I feel visually so much better. I've actually started looking at I can play some games of solitaire without glasses on, because if the cards are big enough, I don't have to use the glasses to see. I just can see with my naked eye, which isn't like, oh, you can see a million miles away and get the greatest vision. It's just compared to where I was at. I might even be able to get some corrective lenses. We have to see what he says. Now, when I'm on chemotherapy, I might not actually, bless you, depending on the chemotherapy regimen that I'm on and what the oncologist says. Some oncologists don't like you to drive when you're actively on chemo, because you could have muscle weakness at any time. The side effects that come from chemo. But if I have to be off of chemo for 3 months, I might as well enjoy myself a little bit and live my life a little bit. You know what I'm saying? This is taking much longer than it did the first time. The first time I was off treatment from St. Patrick's Day, so March 17th, and I got back on treatment on August 1st. Now, we started it every other day, but still, it was August 1st. So, it was all of April, May, June, July. So 4.5 months off treatment before we started the treatment again. and this has been November. So the end of November, so we're going to have December, January, February, March. If we make it halfway through April, no, November to December to January to February to March 20 something to April 15th. Yeah, I guess that's like around Easter time. So if my back is better by then that's on par. But I will go further till it's completely healed. I'm not going to start chemotherapy again. I joked, and I was like, I'm not even going to have a paper cut when I start chemotherapy. We are not going through this again. I just want to keep fighting. I just want to keep going. This like stop and go stuff is just maddening. But I went to the KCA meeting at the end of the month, and I don't know if I shared it with you guys, but I felt really good there because I had a lot of information. They had a special speaker there, so there's a lot of new people who had not been there before. And I was able to share a lot of stuff that I learned over the course of the last year. Yeah, so as far as even like the positivity that I have, what's the alternative? People are always like, oh, you can't have cancer, you're so happy to have cancer. And I'm like, what's the alternative? Besides the fact that I'm on an antidepressant, who knows what I would be like if I wasn't. But what's the alternative? Wallow? Like, be miserable? Don't you think there's enough miserable people out there in the world? And besides, how can I sit here and say to you, have your faith be bigger than your fears, have hope, have joy every day, and then just all of a sudden be like, nah, that's a bunch of malarkey. I really suck 24/7. No. But I know that sometimes my ultra positivity gets on people's nerves when they just don't want to hear it. They just want to be miserable for a little while. Let them be miserable for a little while. Hey, I have days. The other night, I said to Jim, I was hungry. I wasn't hungry all day, and I just got hungry at night, and I was like, and it was payday, so I was like, do you want to stop and get dinner on the way home, or get something to eat on the way home? Did you eat? And he's like, no, I'll get something. And I was like, okay. So I was like, I wanted McDonald's, but then he was like, that's kind of out of the way. Is there anything else? And I was like, how about Wendy's? And I looked at the Wendy's app, and I was like, everything's expensive, so I'm like, forget it. Then I was like, how about Sonic? Sonic isn't super cheap either. I mean, they have like $1 menu. Wendy's has $1 menu, but none of it's like really cheap. And not that McDonald's is super cheap either, but I think like McDonald's, they have really good coupons in their app. So I said, how about Taco Bell? It's probably like the cheapest of everything. And I'm like, oh, you can get a free Mexican pizza with a $15 purchase. And I'm like, oh, it says delivery. Nobody's delivering this time of night. I don't know. Then that became too expensive and nothing seemed right. And I said, Jimmy, just come home. I was like, I'll eat some peanut butter and have, drink my water or whatever. And it took him a really long time to get home. Now, the other thing was I was like, I really wanted like a shake or a Frosty because my mouth was hurting from not eating all day. Sometimes it gets dry and irritated. And then I was like, oh, but they don't sell shakes at Taco Bell, and Taco Bell's got like, the cheapest food, and I couldn't make up my mind, So he came home late. He had a shake from Sonic with a foot-long coney, and he had a burrito for himself and a Mexican pizza for me. And I cried because it was the most beautiful gesture, and he knew what I needed. So back when I was younger and had a $48,000 a year job back in the turn of the century, it actually was the tens, the beginning of tens. When I would PMS, I would be like, all right, that's it. We're taking a fast food run. And I would love to get like a Frosty and a baked potato with chili. Sometimes with chili, sometimes just with sour cream. And sometimes with broccoli and cheese. So I would get like a baked potato and a Frosty from Wendy's. Sometimes a salad, but most of the time. And every once in a while I'd get like that lemonade. That's so good. I'd love Burger King's onion rings. And then sometimes a Whopper. But mostly Burger King onion rings with the bistro sauce they used to have. And I would get like chicken nuggets from McDonald's. What? That's okay. I'm not really a Mexican pizza back in the day. I used to love the enchiladas, which is just like a little Mexican roll cheesy thing with enchilada sauce on. So that's used something called a Mexi Melt too. I don't know if you guys remember that. That was really good sandwich. I mean a burrito. Anyway, so that's the way I used to do it. It's just like that's how I would roll. I would go get a Frosty and a potato and the onion rings and then chicken nuggets and French fries from McDonald's and just be like, this is dinner. I normally wouldn't eat all of it. My other go-to on Long Island was they started making chicken wings at Checkers. We had Checkers on Long Island, not Rallies. Like some places have Rallies, some places have Checkers. They fry their chicken wings like naked chicken wings. They don't coat them or bread them. They just fry raw wings. They're so crispy, and then they toss them in whatever you want. So mild, buffalo, ranch, whatever. They were huge amounts of chicken that you got, and they were like you got, what was it, 25 wings for $13.95 or something, or 20 wings for $13.95, but still worth every stinking penny. And sometimes I would just be like, wings, and it would be like, the group home was right by Checkers, and literally there was, Checkers was on the corner here, and this whole block was like a strip mall, and at the end of the strip mall was the Outback. So it was either Outback to go, kookaburra wings, or it was Checkers mild buffalo there, because girl likes her chicken wings, just saying. Now I do make really good baked chicken wings. I'm pretty sure I shared that on my channel. If I didn't, let me know. If I look, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll put the link. I don't know. I can't promise you any of these things. But you guys, I hope it comes across how much I miss cooking. Does it come across? So tomorrow, before we do anything else, we have to do our budget. We have got to straighten out the refrigerator and freezer, just clean them out, organize them, throw out whatever's old, those types of things. I do have help. What I do is like to pull up my chair, and then Jimmy will be my runner, or maybe my home health aide will be my runner. Just to, put this on the counter, put this away, put this down, let's throw this out, whatever it is. Because I have to do a couple of extra, little tweaks for Mom. I thought I had Mom's top shelf all straightened out, but she said, those things aren't mine. And I said, oh, with the meat that we got from the butcher guy, all the steaks are individually wrapped, and Mom has her meat individually wrapped for her rocket grill. So I wasn't sure if the steaks that were up there because they were Mom's, but they weren't. They were just up there because she said, put steaks up there if you have no room. That's why. And then I got to straighten out the refrigerator. I need to get more fruit. I have bananas and pears coming tomorrow, but I really think I either want the clementines, or the other day I had a most amazing orange. Couldn't figure out how long it was sitting in the refrigerator for, but it was so good. It was just a navel orange. It was so good. I think that might be it. I finally got plain and crunchy Jif peanut butter, natural, that I put together in a jar, sweet, ready to go. I got my, it's like 40%, maybe 35% crunchy peanut butter and 65% smooth peanut butter. Score. Actually, it's probably more like 30% crunchy, 50% plain, and 20% air to mix it around. Space to mix it around. But anyhow, I think that's going to be it for now. I love you guys. I hope to see that we get to do a live stream tomorrow. I hope to see you there. And if I don't, I will definitely see you Sunday morning here. I had a couple of ideas. So there's a thing where you can do memberships, but I wanted to think about doing a free membership. What I thought I would do is, I don't make a lot of money on the vlog channel, even though I do vlog here often. So it's not like I would missing out on so much revenue, but I thought just to keep our conversations more private, that maybe I would create like the membership pool, and you know, just allow the people in there who are just there to support. Like I said, even if it's only 70 of you, you know, it's just something I was thinking about. Of course, it would be free, but I would be able to control who came and who went and who got to see and who did it, because it would be private links. So I'm still thinking about doing it. I have to look over my whole budget and see exactly what entails for the future. So I love you. Please don't forget, if nobody's told you today that you're loved, you can always come by and hear how much I love you, because I love you guys so much. You mean so much to me. Yeah. And as always, you take care. God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye.